Hey, what's going on? It's 9:15 Sunday night, August 18th. I figure I'll talk about something. I don't know. I got something that I want to talk about. Uh, you know, so so the night I was supposed to have my threesome, I'm waiting outside, and this kid Eddie, I know him from the neighborhood. He comes over, and like he sneaks. He's like all sneaky, he's sneaking over, and he tries taking my phone out of my hand. And while I was like recording something or whatever. And, these he left. He left. He didn't get my phone, and he left. And then one of the girls came over, and instead of two girls coming over, only one girl came over. And then we didn't we ended up smoking some pot, and we didn't do anything. Like we didn't really do anything. They gave me a car ride to the bank, to go to the bank, and then I came we came back to my house, and we got high. We smoked some weed. We got high, and she was like touch. She had. We were dancing together and stuff, and she grabbed my hand and she's like putting it all over her body, and I was just like, I backed out. I was like, I don't want to do anything. And it really upset her, And since then, I haven't seen her. This particular girl, I haven't seen her since then. But then going back to like when I was working, the other girl, the first girl that I started seeing, this girl and all these other girls, they're all cousins and all friends and they all know each other. So the first girl that I seen, I saw for a month, and like after a month, she's like, "Oh, I'm going to Chicago." So I was like, "Okay, whatever." And she's like, "My cousin will take care of you." But like in the meantime, I'm at work, and like it's weird. Like I thought I see her, I thought I see her like popping up like by my job. Like there was one night I left work, there was like this big suburban truck, and I could have sworn to God she's sitting in it. Like I walked right past her, and like she's sitting in it with like a friend in front of my job, waiting like stalking me, shit. Then I thought like around like 3 or 4 o'clock, it's like she'd always like drive past my job, like usually like with a guy. I think I'd see her. I could have been hallucinating, whatever. But like usually like 3 or 4 o'clock, I'd see her like drive past like with a guy sitting in the passenger of a guy's car or something. And then there was one time she introduced me to a friend, and one time I get out of work and there's this car stopped at a light, and her and a friend are in the car and they have the windows up, and I look right at them and I pause, and like they don't say hi to me, they nothing. And that was after I gave my coworker her number because my coworker wanted to get with one of her cousins. And so then the final time, like I see this kid Eddie. He's out. He's walking with this girl, and I'm driving through the neighborhood, and I see him once walking down my block, and then I see him another time, like over by like Avenue R with this girl that he's with, and he's wearing like this like peach shirt, whatever. And I'm like, I honked at him. I was like, I'll honk at him. I'll say hi while I'm driving past, whatever. No hard feelings. And then like I'm at work, and I'm standing outside of work, and I see like this Jeep pull up to the corner across the street, and it looks like him, and it looks like the first girl that I started seeing is sitting passenger with him, and they pull up on the corner, like it looks like they don't know where they're going. They pull up on the corner, and then they end up driving down 45th. I'm like, what was that? I'm like, what was that? And like, I feel like saying like I felt like going into work and going like, you don't know what I just saw. Like someone brought it up, like if you saw that, like that's like my whole world coming to an end right there. you know and like who am I gonna tell? Who's gonna care? Who's gonna give a shit? And like just all this combined together, and like meanwhile, like the whole time she's telling me she's in Chicago, like I get pictures like later that month that she's in Vegas, and then like she says like she's coming back from Chicago, you know. So I haven't seen her since Mother's Day. This particular girl, and I went on the escort website where I found her. I found her on an escort website, and like she hasn't been on in a while. Like her original pictures, she would be like an escort in Brooklyn, and she would post a picture like every night. Would Her picture would be up almost every night. When I saw her that first month, I had her over almost 2 times a week. Almost 2 times a week, I'd have her over. I'd see a picture. I like her. I want her over. And like the first time she came over, we did some stuff, and it didn't go great. It didn't go bad, but it didn't go great. Like I didn't climax, but it wasn't so bad. Like the experience wasn't so bad. And then the second time she came over, she comes over, and she goes to take her shorts off, and I grab her by the waist, and I go, "Baby, you don't have to do this." And I'm like, it's in my mind. It's in my mind like these girls work hard. This girl was like, you know, I wanted a relationship with this girl. I was aware that she was an escort, but I still wanted a relationship with her. I felt that I was working. I felt that I was making money. I was working off the books and I was getting Social Security, and I felt like I would do whatever I could to take care of her, to see like, she's a working girl, and like it's in my mind like she's going around all night and she's getting dicked, you know. And she came over that second night, and I was like, I wanted her to have a place where she could come, where like she doesn't have to like she could just chill, like she could chill out. I bought her ice pops one time. I bought this target and these darts to like you. Hey, you could come over. We'll shoot darts and shit. I'll give you $120, and you could come over and shoot darts, and we don't have to have sex. Not that I didn't want to have sex with her. Like, yeah, once in a while I want to have sex with you. But like let's create I wanted to create a nice environment where she felt okay, and I she ended up disappearing for a while, and so I found her and I messaged her, and I was a little bit upset with her. I was like, try not to smoke too much crack, and just being upset. And she messaged me back. She messaged me back at like 11 o'clock in the afternoon, which was really strange. But like I didn't have any money. I would If I had money, I probably would have said come over. It's 11 o'clock in the afternoon. 11 o'clock in the afternoon. My mom might be out somewhere or something. But if you just want to it's not a bad time. It's not 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not a bad time to come over. You know. But now like I have like all this resent. I have like all this resent towards Eddie, and I have like I have just like all these emotions like why like she never hung out with me during the day. Why didn't she ever give me a car date during the day? And like so bad like I want to be like I want a girl to get in the car and be like, so where's your boyfriend work? Let's drive past his job. Like I want someone to feel the way I felt. I want to make someone feel. It's a horrible feeling. I felt a horrible feeling, and so I don't know. So now I don't have a job. Now I don't have a job, and it's harder to get girls over. I'm not making. I was making $800 a month and getting Social Security, and I can't do what I was doing before. Having girls over four times a month. You know, four times a month I'd have a girl every week of the month. I'd have a girl over. I can't do that anymore. I'm lucky. I'm lucky if I could have a girl over once a month. You know, and you know it's just like I can't find. It's been you know it's been my daughter is 22 years old or 23 years old. I'm 23. I'm 43. My daughter's 22 or 23. I lost count. And but my last relationship, my last real relationship was with her mother. And right after she was born, me and the mother broke up. So like I went like 20 years. I went like 20 years. I went 20 years without sex. I went 20 years without sex. And I went just about 20 years without like a real relationship. There was this girl there was this girl that I met going to the corner store, and like she was in like Catholic charities and stuff, and she was kind of having a hard time. She was a little bit mental, and I tried having some kind of relationship with her. Where like I'd have the car, and I would take her out in the car, and we'd drive around and stuff, and like she needed cigarettes, and I'd get her cigarettes, and if she needed food, I'd get her food. But like she was kind of like unhinged. Like it wasn't she wasn't healthy. She wasn't healthy, and it wasn't going to be a healthy relationship. And I just stopped talking to her. Like we talked for maybe a month. We talked, and we never did anything. We never kissed. We never, you know, and and then there was this other girl that lived around the corner from me. She was like, I was totally. I wasn't seeing it like. I was going through some shit. I was like, let's go. I knew where she lived. I had no idea what her status was. I was like, let's go call for her. And I went around the corner and I called for her. And then she didn't answer. And then she found out I called for her. We started hanging out. And like we hung out for a while. And then this guy came into the picture. And like she was like obsessed with this guy. She knew him from the past. And like she basically dumped me, you know, she dumped me for this guy. And like, we same thing with this other girl. We never kissed, we never made out, we never had sex. And so I mean, I'm having a hard time where like I can't find a regular girlfriend. Like the only way for me to get a girl over is to like is to get like an escort, you know, and I can't, like you could only have there's only so much of like a healthy like is it a healthy relationship? Is it a healthy relationship? Is it just sex? I guess like they'll pay they'll do whatever you pay them to do. You know what I mean? But like they disappear and stuff like that, and it's just really difficult. It's just really difficult for me. And now like here's another night. I have about 2 weeks before I get my Social Security, where right away I have to pay off $500 for my credit card. It costs about $200 to get a girl to come over, and then I'm gonna need cigarettes. I'll go absolutely out of my mind if I don't have cigarettes, and what do I do? What do I do? I talked to someone about it, and they were like, try joining the club. But there's really, what there's no. I'm 43 years old. Where is there a club for like 43-year-old guys looking to meet girls? You know what I mean? Everyone's married. 43. Everyone is married. If you're not married, you're just like you're like a complete mess or something. And not that I'm perfect. I'm not perfect, but I want to go in. I want to have a healthy relationship. I don't want to go to a bar and find some kind of bar flag. And it just hurts. It hurts. It is another night where I'm alone. I have some cigarettes. and I can't detach myself from the cigarettes, and you know, I'm watching ABC News Live. Today was like today wasn't great. I hate to say that today was a complete waste. I didn't pick my guitar up today. I didn't write any songs today. Uh, I had some leftover pizza. I had a little bit of coffee. I went to the store with my parents. My dad gave me a couple dollars during the day, and he gave me $10 this evening. And I went out to the store and I bought cigarettes tonight. But I didn't do much today. I argued with my mom a little bit because she doesn't want me smoking, and she doesn't want to do things that'll be promote me to smoke. But she's really like, I don't know. I asked her for a ride after we went to the grocery store, me, my mom, and my dad. I was like, could you drop me off on Utica Avenue? And she's like, no, I'm not dropping you off on Utica Avenue. You don't need cigarettes. And I'm like, so you want me to walk then? And my dad's like, could you drop him off close? And she's like, I'll drop him off on the corner. But like after all this bitching and all this like back and forth and all this back and forth, she finally drives me to Utica Avenue and drops me off there. You know, and it's just frustrating because I paid. They wouldn't let me get the car for so long. They were like, you're not getting the car until you pay off your $100 from the ticket you got. And like I knew deep down inside that like I'll pay off these tickets, and they still won't let me have the car. And it went like at first it went well. Well, like I paid the tickets off, and they let me have the car like kind of here and there. But like all of a sudden, like they're not letting me have the car. You know, they're not letting it, and like there's really no like I never got into an accident. I've never had an accident. I don't abuse the car or anything like there's no real like why won't they let me have the car? And like if I went out the other night and like there's these girls showing up at the store and they all need rides. Like this happens like they need rides, and this happens when like I don't have the car. If I have the car, like I never get into like this type of situation. But like if I have a car, maybe I could give a pretty girl a ride somewhere. Maybe like this is what girls want, a guy like girls like guys with cars. Even if it's like it's not my car and like I share it with my mom. It helps. Like it helps. And there was this beautiful girl last night, and she's looking for a ride, and she wants a ride from her friend, and she's standing out in the rain. And like I could have, if I had the car, I could have pulled up. I could have said, "Hey, how you doing?" Maybe I could have given her a ride. Maybe I get a number or something like that. And just like everything seems against me. The whole universe just seems against me. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I need a job. I need money. I need money. I need a job. I don't know what I'm gonna do. And no one is giving me any type of worthwhile advice. Like I constantly hear, work on yourself, and I'm not a fucking 3-year old. You know, uh, I don't like being talked to like I'm a 3-year old, and I'm just frustrated. I'm really frustrated.